Challenges in Kenya now and Africa. Number one is governance, but number two is economic growth. But in terms of economic growth, of course, we are always more obsessed with sharing the cake more than baking the cake. But let me go to governance first. And the opportunities I see, we can think about as people in this hall to provide solutions for where there is a problem. As a public officer or a person representing the public, I have been able to see that among the many challenges we have, when you go to the governance side, the biggest problem we have in Kenya, in Africa, and many developing countries is governance that embed patronage and clientelism as part of the tools of governance. Now, what do I mean? Some of the value we lose in our economy in terms of governance is based on shelving merit and dealing with who do I know and how do we help each other in terms of reciprocal altruism. So you find when you occupy a position, highest positions in the African setup, then the focus, whereas is in governance, there is also a focus on pleasing some interest groups who have heads. And without kizungu mingi, what I'm trying to say, we have a major problem in procurement in our country. When it comes to governance and money, one of the challenges I have seen we must provide a solution for is actually procurement and hiring of public officers and public servants in a way that brings value to the people paying for it, who are the people of Kenya. And one of the opportunity I see in AI, and especially AI that deals with data and makes the decisions based on data, not just visual, is on how we can make procurement in Kenya impersonal, totally impersonal, where there is a public work to be done in terms of a road, in terms of a classroom, and there is zero interaction between the person who will end up doing it and the person evaluating. I wish we can create a tool where you put in your document, AI can come through. I mean, we have seen it has the cognitive capabilities, almost of a human being, evaluate you technically, evaluate you financially, including accessing your bank account, awards you, and you're only called to be handed over the contract. You know, this may not make sense to a person who has not been around government. But when you are around it, you understand the kind of waste that happens just because of personal interactions in areas around money. The other thing has been highlighted. I don't want to engage in platitudes around changing curriculum. It is important. However, if you look at economies like the US and China, even as we talk about curriculum and the investments of public resources, I think what is more important is actually a platform. If you look at R&D budgets in the US, because R&D is actually what has brought about AI. Research and development budgets is what has brought us to where we are now. If you look at R&D budgets in the US, in Germany, in China, you realize that what is provided for by the private sector is what has driven the technological advancements of those countries up to now. So there is a way we can also, as a country, come up with policies where, for example, there are tax breaks, there are incentives, that when private sector engages in R&D that helps the country keep up with AI, then there are some direct benefits. And I'm saying so because AI and technology is synergetic. It may help you as the owner of the capital investing in it, but by its synergetic nature, it also carries all the other sectors along. and therefore it's a general good. I talked about governance and now economic development. Economic development in terms of the value we can create, not just to be consumers of the products, not just to be the consumers of AI, but how we can tap in the value chain to be part of the people actually doing it. And without a doubt, all of us in this hall, I am sure we can get a chorus on that in terms of response, that Kenya has the best brains in Africa. Yes. And if we can actually then leverage on that, through the kind of efforts that are being done by Grace and the rest, I think there is a lot of value that can be created. Otherwise, I am very happy to be here. Very, very lastly, I am leaving here optimistic but also fearful. When I listened to those people, especially those who are at the deep end in the AI tech side or the technical side, the kind of AI like voice cloning that, you know, sometimes I sit with my mother, she receives something on WhatsApp, and you'll take more time telling her it was fake than the time she took to actually understand it. Because as we move towards electioneering period in Kenya, I don't know what you are going to do, but there is a big challenge. Because if currently we see Trump, the voice already cloned in the face, and it could actually pass as him talking, don't be surprised that in 2027 you'll be seeing a lot of our clones saying many things around politics. And I hope we don't reach there. Unfortunately, there will likely be a lot of disinformation. So let's see what we can do at our level so that people can consume what will capacitate them to make the right decisions for ourselves and the country. Otherwise, thank you very much.